안녕하세요. You're listening to 4 from On One podcast.
Welcome back to 4 from On One podcast. Episode 49. Boys, we're nearly at the half century. How are you, Gio?
Great, man. Doing really good.
Yeah.
Not as great as you, but I'm good.
Yeah. And Hyukjun, how are you, buddy? Episode 49. Is that good?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah. In
It's
cricket,
interesting. Yeah.
50 runs is we can wave the bat a little bit, yeah? We can't take your helmet off. You can take your helmet off after 100 runs. But
Oh,
after
yeah?
50 runs, you can give your bat a bit of a raise in
Oh,
cricket.
okay.
Just to let you
I don't
know.
think you can score that
yeah,
high.
That's
Pretty. That's
neither.
a lot of
Yeah,
runs. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to be, tonight everywhere. Tonight we're going to be talking about food 101, special foods. I thought, let's really break down some really interesting food in Korea. And Gio's got some of his hometown Mexican, Italian delicacies. Let's break down how to eat it, because I can tell you, coming to Vietnam, I look at food and then I look at all the little sauces and stuff next to me. I'm like, what the F do I do? Like, what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah.
And how do I order it? What should I order first? So that's what we're going to try to do today, especially my last week in Korea with Hyukjun, that last weekend, some really interesting food. And sometimes you just need to break it down so people can not get scared of trying new things. Yeah.
For sure.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but even in Namyeongju and Gwangmyeon, in Daejeon, I hardly went to. Took me a lot of effort to go to a new restaurant because I felt safe going to restaurants I've already been to. Is that like you, Gio?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Gio? Well, if I'm by myself, I mean, I just I try it all.
Yeah.
I don't get discouraged. Unless somebody tells me no, then I still kind of fight it, or I'll just walk over like, go after yourself, and I'm on my way. But it's I'm up to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not picky.
What about you, Hyukjun? Do you have your go-to restaurants, or do you try to find a new restaurant every week or so?
Actually, like, I was looking for some of the, like, new restaurants when I was younger. And then, like, when I was young, like, people say, okay, that restaurant is not good, that one is good. Then, oh, hey, let me choose it. I will try it and decide it for myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting order, and I have getting little small time for myself. So I'm now I am looking for some reviews and then try not to waste my money and time on weird restaurants. But the other thing for me is that I really love to go to really old restaurants.
Very unique and interesting. Yeah.
I like those too.
Yeah.
Like little hole in the walls. Yeah, I like those kind of places. Yeah.
Like, just for example, like, boys have got more unique topics, but everyone's heard of Korean barbecue. But in Korea, the barbecue in different restaurants can be very different. Like, I've been to barbecue restaurants where they give you the wrap. Some restaurants give you like this eggy ring around it. Some restaurants, So even like the traditional Korean barbecue that worldwide, I've seen a ton of it here in Vietnam. I haven't ate there because we've lived in Korea for 5 years. So why would I come here to eat Korean food? But even the simple old Korean barbecue, some gupso, beef, and all that. Hyukjun, every restaurant does it differently. Yeah.
Yeah, every restaurant there have unique way to do some barbecues and presenting the banchans.
Yes.
And I think especially some places to place in Korea. Like, well, Korea is not a big country, but the food culture is quite different between South and West, East, North. They're all different. So how they represent it and how they cook it is kind of different. But the main ingredient, samgyeopsal, is always good.
Yeah, the meat. Yeah. And then the way you guys can wrap it up, and with all, like you said, the different bajons, mix it all up and make it like a bit of like a sandwich. Yeah, like it's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always use what is that? That seasonal one, the catnip. That's the very flavorful one. That's my go-to. Oh yeah, it's delicious.
Ooh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's
I ain't played
true.
on
And
the
even
desert.
like the garlic.
Yeah.
I've never eaten cloves of garlic and before I came to Korea. And then like you eat a whole clove of
Eat
garlic
that
and you
shit
cream.
raw. Yep, I don't even cook it on the
Yeah,
grill. I
that's
just
true.
roll right in there, just load it right up, and oh.
But they're not as strong. Somehow, I guess they freeze them. I don't know how come they don't smell as strong as like Australian garlic. You rip it open and
Oh, the clove itself, it's
yeah. Mm.
yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're a Korean podcast. So let's start with Hyukjun. What's a unique Korean food that you can sort of describe the steps to eat it, so people aren't scared to try it?
So that'll be number one of my list is a Hongeuh,
Yeah.
which is a fermented kind of stingray fish.
Ooh.
It is like top one or two smelliest food in the whole world with the what was the name? Strangus of Finland. They're
Sweden or Finland. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
they're fermenting herrings in a
Yeah.
jar.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's kind of the same, but the texture is very different. Like I actually tried it just a little bit, and it's very smooshy texture. For Hongeuh, differently, they have a chewy texture too. And man, that smells. When you first try it, the smell is killing you. But when you give some time, a month or later, then you will.
Oh wow.
Crave it.
Maybe I should try one more time, and then you will be addicted. Yeah.
So if you can get over the smell, the taste is quite good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I haven't tried durian yet. I went on a food tour here and I think I might like it. I got this feeling that it seems to be 50-50 whether you like durian or don't like durian. Obviously, durian's got a really strong smell. And I think I'm going to be the one that likes it because I'm not that picky with food anymore.
You won't like it.
What do you guys? Have you guys tried durian?
I have, yes. In Malaysia or Singapore, one of the two. I'm pretty sure it was Singapore. And it was mushy, super mushy. I didn't really think there was a smell to it. The smell didn't bother me. It was like the minute I just put it in my mouth and I took a bite, it just felt like a creamy, like onion flavor kind of texture. It just, I don't know. It's just the way it shot in my mouth like that. It just wasn't pleasant.
And with the stingray,
Yeah.
what's your tip with eating it? Do you put spicy on it, sour, like soy sauce? Like what sort of banchan or sauces would you go with it?
That's very great question.
Yeah, it is.
So
Thank you.
Yeah.
So in Korea, we call Hongeuh as a samhap, which means three group kind of thing, or mixture of three. So the fermented stingray, so Hongeuh, and then steamed pork.
Yep.
And old kimchi. All three. Put it in your mouth. You will have chewy texture from Hongeuh, and then sour flavor from your old kimchi, and then the pork will smooth it out. So it'll be very, very great. And also with the makgeolli, it's a good pairing.
Just to wash it down,
Yes.
Yeah. And Gio, what have you got for us? You got a bit of an ancestry of two different places. What are you going to go with?
Well, I'm leaving for Chicago next week, so I have to start with the Chicago hot dog.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yes.
Now, traditionally, when people say, hey, what do you want in your hot dog? Usually they say ketchup, mustard, maybe a little bit of relish if they want to get fancy with it, come off as cultured. But a Chicago hot dog, completely different. There are seven toppings that you will need on a Chicago dog. And surprisingly, ketchup is not one of them. Every Chicagoan knows that you do not put ketchup on a hot dog. Like that is a big no-no. Yeah. So if you're going to Chicago and get a hot dog and get some ketchup, they'll just look at you like, what the hell did you just say? You want ketchup on your hot dog?
Cause a riot.
Then you'll know you messed up. Everybody on the street's gonna say, "Oh, yeah." So let's start. All right. So even the bun is special. You need a poppy seed bun. It has to be poppy seed, right? Because every bite you're gonna have all these poppy seeds just falling all over the place. It's supposed to be messy, right? So that's just the beginning. And then you have your Wiener Schnitzel, right? Your hot dog. But it's not just any hot dog. It's a Vienna beef. That's my favorite. A Vienna beef hot dog in the poppy seed bun. Then here come the following condiments, in no specific order, by the way. But the first one you're going to need is yellow mustard. Everybody likes good yellow mustard. Then you're going to get some chopped white onions, scatter those bad boys all over it. Some bright green, I guess, pickle relish. It's like really like green, like beautiful green, nice pickle relish. And then you get a dill pickle spear, like a long one, not chopped up, but put the whole spear on it. And then you'll either get tomato slices or actual tomato wedges on top of that. So now this thing has become a little bit heavier and bigger, so you must hold it with two hands. And then you're going to put some pickled sport peppers on top of it. And then just a dash, even like a pinch of celery salt. And that is your Chicago hot dog. All in one. My mouth, I swear to God, is just salivating right now.
What's a good price for this? How much are we paying for this?
I don't know. Inflation's gone up. So, I mean, when I got there, it was probably like $5-6 for a hot dog. Who knows what it is now?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It depends. If you go to like the tourist traps in Chicago, obviously they'll get you. They'll get all the tourists. But like Hyukjun said, you can go to any kind of hole-in-the-wall place, something that's been there 20, 30 years, like Al's Beef, anywhere, and they'll have a typical Chicago dog for you. For a reasonable price, yeah. Chicago style.
Sounds like really mouthful of the taste.
It is. You're constantly just like, you're eating like this. Your head's just tilted like this. I'm just going to town on it. Yeah. And the beef is just so juicy. Just inside, you could have like either, because some some Vienna beef hot dogs either come with like corn on the inside or they have like cheese, like melted cheese.
Very green.
Yeah. I don't like the corn. I'll pass on the corn. Definitely the cheese. I like to give that a shot every once in a while. Yeah.
Well, Australia, we don't have that much food to give. Like, we got our food coming from overseas. But one thing I will recommend.
What's going on in Australia? Okay.
Australia, we love our fish and chips
and
chips. And what normally comes, especially in my area and Sydney, I don't know, Hyukjun, what you experienced when you came, is we love our chips salted, but it's not with regular salt. It's with chicken salt. It's a yellow seasoning. And so many common places will just automatically throw chicken salt onto your fish and chips. So if you don't like chicken salt, you need to say, can I have regular salt or no salt? Because the chicken salt, I don't know how to describe.
All right. So just when you come to Australia, did you like the chicken salt option?
Yeah, I pretty much loved it. It has more surplus on the salt. So yeah, why not? Always good.
All right, Hyukjun, have you got another food for us?
Chicken salt approved.
Yeah.
So,
actually,
like if you're
sorry, Hyukjun. I actually do crave chicken salt. I actually try to order it on Coupon Eats. Coupon. And I was like, what am I going to put it on? I don't have French fries to put it on. Put it on my Lotteria chips or my McDonald's chips or something.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, Hyukjun.
You can have a like little tin can and then bring it all around the world.
Actually, on the cruise ship, we did buy it when I was working on cruise ships, and especially when we were in Australia. So sometimes the mess would actually have French fries, and we'd have our chicken salt and we'd throw it on there. Yeah. All right, sorry, buddy. You tell us about Korean food. Korean food's more interesting. Tell us more.
Okay, the second of Korean food that I recommend you is the tteok. It's a rice cake, and in Korea, we developed whole new culture on this rice cake thing. So you can get like thousands of types of tteoks you can have in Korea. But my favorite is actually songpyeon and the yakshi. So I will explain it to you. So songpyeon is the tteok that you eat on Chuseok, celebrating the good harvest and the Thanksgiving kind of mind to all of your family and to God. Songpyeon made with the thin layer outside and then sweet inside. Sometimes you use a red bean inside, or you put sesame and the black sugar in it. So it'll be very, very good treat on you. And the other thing is yakshi. It's basically sticky rice, but it has chestnut in it and the date in it, and has a little bit of flavor of cinnamon, which I really, really love it.
I like cinnamon.
Yeah, and a bit of salt and a bit of sugar, so it'll make you perfect dessert when you're drinking your coffee or when you're drinking traditional tea of Koreans.
Nice.
That's
nice.
Yes, that's dog.
I like the ones that have flavor inside. I must say the square brick ones that I think that's the dock, like straight on dock.
Straight you bite into it, you bite into nothingness.
Yeah.
That's what I think. You bite into it, it's like there's no filling, it's just more just rice cake shoved in your mouth. You're like, oh.
Or why do Koreans like it, Hyukjun? Is it just the texture or no, but why? Like
why do they like that shit? Yeah.
No, it's not disgusting. It's just not taste. It doesn't have a taste to it. Like it's just texture. Yeah, is it the texture that Koreans like?
Yeah.
So you can say that, but if you are really enjoying it, then you will chew it more and more. So make it like try get it mush in your mouth. And actually, this is a scientific way. I will explain you.
That's why we're doing this episode. Yep.
Food science.
Okay, so when you have your carb mixed into your saliva, then it will be separated into like we call pododang, which is the type of sugar. So after you mix it, then you will have natural sugar taste, and it will directly digest into your body, and then you will feel happy.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's why we're doing this podcast. I'm curious because Gio, you probably got it as well. Like it's a common gift to give to teachers is like this brick of dock. Like it's this brick. No one can see it on the podcast, but it's like a Rubik's Cube size. Like
some of them are like that.
Yeah.
Think about the dimensions like that. Yeah, like a brick kind of. But the thing with them, like if you don't eat them like a day or two, they get like rock hard.
You get moldy.
Like super fast. So you gotta consume them like immediately.
Yeah, I got few from Gio's 100-day party, right?
Yes, quite a few.
Yeah, that was
a little
good.
more than
That
a
was
few.
good.
It's like, where are you going with those? It was like 6
I think mine went moldy in my bag.
Actually, I ate it all. Oh,
you did?
But no, that's cool. Like it's a very common thing if you come to Korea. Like kids will love this stuff, and that's why we're doing this book. Like I'm curious the mindset with eating this. I'm sure the same foods with in Australia or in America that Koreans will be like, why do you eat that? Like why?
Yeah.
I understand. I was just bringing it up. I get it why people do it, but it's not. I guess we're not brought up on it, so we don't enjoy it as much. But I love the songpyeon. The songpyeon, or the ones with nuts and bit of flavorings and stuff.
I love the honey on the inside. Bite it, like pop in your mouth, and like honey just shoots out the side of your cheeks. You're like, oh, that's the stuff right there.
Yeah.
Better that than the red bean. I'm not a fan of the red bean. That's the thing with like Korean desserts. It's more so like it's like the appeal. It looks nice. When you bite it, like the red bean just waiting for you on the inside. It's just kind of like like Western desserts. It's like you expect it to be sweet. You bite it, it's like, all right, strawberry jam, hell yeah. Bonus. But yeah, it's different. It's different here.
Yeah, I don't mind red bean. I like red bean.
It's good. You like it?
It takes time to get the taste for it. But I was telling Hyukjun, I don't know, I brought it up last podcast. I told Hyukjun on my last night out with him that I went to a jjajangmyeon restaurant. And they served spring rolls with red bean inside it. Did I bring this up?
That's
Have you ever seen that before? Spring rolls with red bean inside.
That's good.
That's common.
That's a good.
You guys were quite shocked by it when I brought it up. Yeah.
It's not actually common.
First
but,
time I heard you say it, but okay.
Some places have that. Yeah.
All right. Cool. It's a good one. It's a good one too. We'll try to get some of these names in our description and maybe some photos onto the YouTube podcast. Gio, what do you got next?
All right, so the next one, I'd like to swing over to the Mexican side and actually bring up a traditional Mexican dish that my family and I prepare every Christmas, with the holidays just around the corner. And what?
Go.
No, this one's actually called pozole. Now, pozole in English is kind of like it's like a stew, right? Like a big pot. It's usually made like a big pot, and it's basically just imagine just like rich brothy soup, typically made with like the paste of like chilies, like red chilies, so it's like a little bit spicy. And inside you can either put like chicken or pork, and then you can like dice up like shredded cabbage, radishes, cilantro. Even though I'm not really a big fan of like cilantro, some people kind of say, there's really no taste to it. But me, it's very distinct. Like if I bite into something and there's cilantro, I'm like, I know cilantro.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my god,
that's
like
hard.
it just shoots up the nostrils. You're just like, oh my god, you just wanted to. It's like my. It's like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is superheroes? Superman's weakness. Kryptonite. That's my kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
I can't. Yeah, cilantro is like no. So apart from that, you can also throw in lime with a little bit of avocado. Mix it all in the pot. You can put some type of beans in it, and as you eat it throughout the night, it's really good. Warms the heart, warms the soul. It's a really nice meal to eat with the family. You want to get some like tortillas and kind of just dip it in the broth or put the stuff into it, roll it up. Really good stuff.
June.
Yeah.
I think we got to go to Gio's house next Thanksgiving.
Come on over,
we have to
everybody.
go to there. Yeah.
Come on over.
Yeah.
It's
sounds good.
Rojo. Yeah. Good stuff.
And then I'll just bring up a Vietnamese one. My favorite Vietnamese food so far. It's called Banh Xiao. I don't know how to say it properly. XEO. It's like the Vietnamese pancake. It's very yellowy inside. They got vegetables and meat or seafood. You can choose. You can have seafood, beef, pork, or chicken. But most common ones are seafood. And actually, they mix it up. You might get half beef and half seafood. So you get this pancake. And then what you do, you get like a rice paper wrap. So you put the pancake on the rice paper wrap, and you put some greens, I don't know what the greens are called, some sort of salad stuff, greens, and some sprouts. And then this is the key, you get a bit of the spicy jam, spicy sauce.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, and then dip it into peanut sauce.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Peanut
talking
sauce.
about.
I love peanut sauce. I can drink this stuff. Like it's so good.
It's delicious. The wrap, it's hard, right? And you get the hot bowl of water. You just dip it and let it sit for a while, kind of stir it, and then take it out. It's all sticky, like a sticky substance.
Yeah.
You just
it's been mixed with that actually. I actually went to one place and the wrap was just like raw, like there's nothing dipping in, so it has like this weird one. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of that one, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
But the other place I went to, it was softer and much nicer wrap. Yeah. But yeah, this is my favorite food at the moment in Korea, in Vietnam. I keep saying even on my YouTube.
No, it's
I keep saying Korea.
That's where I had it here in Korea because there's so many Vietnamese restaurants here, and I make sure to order that meal every single time I go. But I totally forgot the name of it until you started to describe it, and then the light bulb went off. I agree, everybody.
Stop saying Korea.
Whatever you just said, it's good.
Every time I record video, I watch my video, I go like, why did I say Korea? I want Vietnam.
Because your heart is in Korea. This has been your home for the last 5 years. That's why.
But
you can take Keith out of Korea, but you can't take Korea out of Keith. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I might have said this last. I think I did say last podcast. I said Gum Samada at the Vietnam immigration. I couldn't believe I said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You take a little of that. You take a little Korea with you wherever you go. It's really funny. Have you bowed to anybody?
Do you guys
when
know
you see
what thank you is in Vietnamese?
I don't. I was
okay.
going to ask if you learned, but
something like panseo. No, panseo is a food. Can't remember.
Come
Can you
un.
teach us?
This is not perfect. Come un.
Gamun. Yeah, gamun.
And then I think, I was going to say what's your button.
How you say hello?
I think it's like Zijiao, yeah? Zijiao. I don't know.
It's a Xinjiao.
All right, don't worry about it. He's like,
he's
embarrassed.
Where's he going?
He's embarrassed. He didn't want to show his face after that.
Yeah, my phone wasn't in. All right, so that's my favorite food at the moment. So if you want to follow my journey, come on to my YouTube channel. Hyukjun.
Yeah.
Have you got another one for us?
Actually, this is very my kind of soul food.
Yeah.
But I think you guys already know, because I drink a lot. So on the next morning, I have to have a hangover cure.
Yes.
And that is 동치미 막국수. It's a noodle that is made out of not the flour. It's some kind of grain, and it looks like a kind of black noodle, and it's dipped in the kind of like okay, now I'll admit it. The broth is kind of like a pickle juice.
That's good for you, though. Remember, I mentioned that last time. You kind of need that vinegar kind of taste.
Yeah. So it's 동치미 is it's a kind of kimchi, a type of kimchi that made with the mu, you guys call it lash, right? Or how you call it? Daikon?
The radish, right? Okay.
Yeah, the radish. Yeah, the radish. The Korean white radish, or sometimes called daikon. Yeah. So lots of Korean foods are fermented. So it's and also it's a type of kimchi. So it is fermented for a year, I think. But the key is that they must be fermented in the low temperature, like lower than 15 or something, for a whole year. So that's how they get the pickly taste, and also have a like little bit of sweetness in the broth. So the mixture of this noodle and that broth makes me very, very happy, so that I can drink more soon.
Wow. Now that's called building a tolerance. Yes.
They're good drinkers, the Koreans. If you don't know this, Koreans are very good at drinking. They can drink a storm. Gio, you got any more? You got quite a few, yeah? You got a few. You
on that note, about like Koreans, like I probably because they start drinking like at a very early age, where there's kind of building a tolerance well into their 30s, 40s, and 50s, even when they're like ajashi tables with like 20 bottles of soju everywhere. Like it's just there. Quick story, really quick. The night of my wedding, we all just came back to this to the guest house. We rented this house that was on the same lot as the vineyard. And my in-laws are there, my parents, everyone was there, a couple of my fraternity brothers, and my father-in-law brought a bottle of this liquor from Korea. So we're all drinking it, having a good time. I decided to call it Mike, because Sonia and I were just super exhausted. So we went to bed pretty early. But everybody else stayed up drinking, my brother-in-law included. So he was drinking with all my fraternity brothers, and they were just drinking hard liquor. They were staying up to like 2, 3 in the morning. Well, the following day, my brother-in-law like got up and woke up like nothing ever happened. Like he was completely fine. No hangovers, and everybody was just like dead. Everybody was just like passed out. But he was like functioning. He's all right, hey, it's like 6 in the morning, 6, 7 in the morning. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go for a walk, make some coffee, and he was just fine.
Wow.
And my parents were like really impressed by that. Like, wow, man, Koreans really drink for him to not feel anything. But my next meal, I'm gonna swing over to the Italian side now. So in Chicago, as you can imagine, there are abundance of Italian restaurants at it. We have a small, like Little Italy, Taylor Street in Chicago, with a bunch of restaurants. And probably one of the most famous dishes, well, most well-known, is called chicken Vesuvio. Now, this is my dad's favorite meal, and this is my favorite meal. So I know when I go to Chicago, this is gonna be the first meal I'm gonna order at any restaurant that I go to. And basically, all it is, it's chicken that's on bone, and then it's actually baked into an oven, so it's like really nice and crispy. But at the same time, it's roasted with like garlic, onion, a little bit like capers, and they also have a side of potato wedges that are soaked in this lemon like white wine sauce.
Nice.
And so it just really complements the flavor. And then it's also topped with like peas and like kind of served like in a pan, so all the broth and everything's just kind of baked together, so everything's like soaked. So as you're eating the chicken, it's just coming right off the bone, and you just dip it right in that lemon sauce, right in their face. And when you're just taking a bite, it just every little tender piece of meat that you bite down, just the juice just again just kind of shoots out, and it just mixes and all blends in together, and it's divine. With the nice glass of like Chianti, it goes down nicely. Yeah, it goes down nicely. Yeah. Chicken Vesuvio, ladies and gentlemen, chicken Vesuvio.
Nice. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why it is called Vesuvio? It means it like looks like a volcano.
Yeah, from the one in Naples. It was actually it's named after Mount Vesuvio.
Well done.
Bing. Yep. History over there. History major, but yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
That was good.
Vesuvio.
Right.
Yep.
I haven't got any foods, but I'm going to challenge Hyukjun on my next one. A common dish that you see in Korea is Yukhoe. How do we eat Yukhoe? First, can you tell us what it is? And should people be scared of eating it in random restaurants? Or what's your advice to eating Yukhoe? And what is it first? Yeah.
All right. So Yukhoe is kind of like sashimi of beef. It's a raw beef, but it is marinated, or it is mixed with some sauces. Some places they got soy sauces, some places they got like chili sauces too. Beef is actually in Korea. They are treated in a very, very sensitive way. So if they have some problem on their meat, they go straight into the trash can.
Yeah.
So Yukhoe in Korea, basically it is okay to go anywhere to enjoy it, even though it is a traditional local market. They know how to treat their meat. They know how to mix it with the sauces, and then they know how to store it. So it is very good, and it is also very good with the soju. So if you guys have any chance with it, then you can, and soju.
Have you ever heard, Gio or Hyukjun, of anyone having a bad reaction to eating the raw beef in Korea?
Not me.
No, me too.
Actually.
I don't think I've ever had food with like. I don't think anybody would ever be open to that. Apart from myself, like I love it, obviously. But, yeah.
So the point being, if you
it's
see
just one of
this
things
food,
that you just have to try.
Yeah, try it. Yeah, that's what my point was going to be. Just try it in Korea.
Try it.
I would be, before I come to raw beef. Raw beef.
I know, right? I would never touch such a thing.
A more popular thing worldwide. Like I think Europeans have their version of it, and it's coming more common,
right?
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing. That was the first time I had beef tartare, I believe, in France. It was the first time I ever ate it. I was like, well, I survived Korea. I could eat beef tartare.
I think in Jeju they do horse raw meat. Yeah.
Jeju, that's right. That's right. I had it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, I ate raw meat there, raw horse.
And Hyukjun, what's your favorite way to eat Yukhoe? What's the perfect mixture of what you put on it?
So the perfect mixture will be this: a handful of Yukhoe and one egg yolk, and half handful of thinly sliced pears, and a little bit of sesame, and then a bit of soy sauce in it, and then mix it all together, and then with that. That'll be great mixture. Yeah.
I love the sound effects.
So it's a bit of 젓가락, use the chopstick, and then take some, and then the shot of soju.
Yeah, so give it a go. I haven't heard of anyone having bad reactions to it, so just give it a go. If it interests you, just go into a shop. It's not that expensive, and give it a go. Any others, Hyukjun? You got any more?
I would like to ask you, Gio, because Gio is a foodie, so I want to.
I am. Well, I think the last I kind of want to bring up, I think we can all kind of talk about it. I think it's very appropriate considering Keith is going to be heading to Japan soon, and that's actually takoyaki. I'm sure we've all eaten takoyaki before, so maybe we can all kind of describe what it is, what it looks like, what it tastes like, because I think there's actually very different types of takoyaki out there, and I think Korea has a similar version of itself as well. I didn't know this, but takoyaki, it literally means grilled octopus. Like, I had no idea. It just sounds fancy, right? But basically, because you'll most likely see them like with street vendors, and it's like they have like these little pans, like the little domes on the inside, so it's just like battered dough wherever it is, with like little pieces of grilled octopus in it, and I don't know what else they put in there. But it's like a little assorted vegetables, right? And so they kind of grill the thing when it's like a little dome, and kind of flip it over to give like that perfect ball shape, and then they scatter, what is that? Those flakes. It's help me here.
The fish flakes or something.
Yeah, like little kind of fish flakes. So I remember the first time I saw it, I saw these things like moving around. So I thought it was like a living thing on it, not knowing that it's just fried, it's just blowing in the wind. So kind of give that nice appeal. And then sometimes they'll kind of just top it off with like a nice little mayo sauce or something. They just drizzle.
Teriyaki sauce and the mayo. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
good. So hungry talking about all this.
So good.
And it's like really good. Like the minute you like bite into it, it's like, oh, that squishiness, all that flavor just punches you right in the back of the mouth.
And boys, it's almost, well, you guys are in fall now in winter, and I get to come back for 2 days. What I like to see in my old town in Namyangju, Gwangmyeon, is you have I can't even say what you said. The takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
Yeah.
And then you got hotdog.
Hotdog. Yeah.
Hotdog.
And the fish bread, fish bang. What is it called? It's got red bean or custard inside. These three things I think I'm going to miss this fall. Well, will be sometime in Australia, but I love these three foods. Just getting them, walking home from school and picking them up and eating them as I go to my house. What's your guys' favorite?
Probably I like the fish. What is it? Hopbang?
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Hotdog. Hotdog is a different type of the different type of it.
Is it?
I think the one you're saying is the fish shape is a Bungeo.
Is it Bang? Okay. Well, I do like another one. It's called.
Is a
what is it?
White one.
With the white cream.
Hotdog is Hotdog is a white outside, and then it has a sweet red bean inside. That's Hotdog.
Oh, okay. Well, I was also going to say I also like manju as well, with the little walnuts.
Oh,
it's like the same thing with the little round.
like
the round one you can get like underground subway stations or above on the streets. And just to kind of keep you nice and warm, you just pop them in your mouth on the walk home or wherever the hell you're heading to. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So just give stuff a try, guys. And if you don't know, you can message us on Instagram and we'll tell you how to eat it. So if you got any questions, just ask us and we'll tell you. Hyukjun is the food Korean expert. And it sounds like Joe's the world food expert.
Whatever. We're all just knowledgeable. We like to eat.
Well, boys, I am enjoying food. I love food. It makes me fat, unfortunately, but I do love the Korean food. I love the Italian food, Mexican food, Japanese food. So I'm excited to eat all this food. Gio, do you want to give us a bit of a wrap up?
Hell yeah, as always. We just want to thank everybody for tuning in weekly and supporting our podcast. If you want to receive updates whenever we release new episodes, head over to our website and sign up to our mailing list. And just be sure to follow us across all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Linktree, and follow us on our YouTube channel, including Keith's as well, at Living MLN with Keith, now that he's going to be out and about traveling the world and going on new adventures. And if you haven't already, please take the time to rate our podcast to help grow our audiences.
I just looked it up. I just Googled it.
Okay.
Goodbye in Vietnamese.
Sounds like a tam bien.
Yeah, right?
Bye-bye.
Annyeong. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tạm biệt.